I had a conversation yesterday.
Dilute all the bad news, 'cause I just can't deal with the lose-lose situations you have to go through. I think I need therapy now, recycling all the same vows, heard it a million times, 'cause I tell myself all the same lies. I need therapy too. I dilute all the bad news, 'cause I just can't deal with the lose-lose situations you have to go through. I need therapy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Cozy and comfortable here. It's the second upload after my I want to call it a meltdown because that's how I felt, but after I just I wanted to do a redo of my YouTube channel. And yeah, from the title of this video, you already know the vibes. I'm getting comfortable because that's exactly what I'm doing today. I'm actually inviting you guys into my home. Come sit right here by my bed. But before we get into it, welcome to a new video. Welcome to a new sit down. I've done sit downs before, so if you haven't seen any of my sit downs, just go through my channel, you'll find one. Where's my phone? But yeah, what time is it now? It's almost 1:30. So how my day started, I went on a walk with Mo, which was really nice. I walk a lot, and I used to show people on Instagram, like get into the habit of like documenting my walks, until somebody on Instagram, I have these, let me show you. Let me show you. I have these headsets, so I use them. They're from Volcano, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I have these and I use them when I walk alone. And I used to like document the walks with my headsets on, because obviously I listen to music. And someone on Instagram was like, I think I posted for like a week. I was posting like every day that I go on my walks, and someone on Instagram said headsets, and I was just like so I stopped documenting that. I still go on my walks almost like every day or every other day. But this morning I went with Mo, which was really nice because we get to really like talk on those walks, observe things on the road. He asks me a lot of questions, so I really enjoy those walks with him, because then we get to like really bond, outside of me using my phone, outside of him wanting to watch TV, outside of him be doing his own thing and me doing my own thing in the house. We get to deliberately be with each other, so I really enjoyed that. That's how my day started. Took a shower, cleaned a bed, just feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. I think I even posted yesterday on my Instagram, I'm in such a good mood, and so many things are not going right, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because, like the title of the video, I want to share just a few, I don't want to call them gems, because I mean they are whatever they are to whoever, but to me they're like things that I've kind of picked up in my 20s. I did just turn 32. All my Aries people, all my Aries girlies, all my Aries gents, please drop me down a flower in the comment section, and just shout out to you for turning whatever age you turned. But yeah, I'm an Aries babe. I just turned 32, and yeah, I've said this before so many times on my channel, I love birthdays, not the actual day. I love the concept. I love the concept of getting older. And I know a lot of people like are scared and overwhelmed. I love it, and I really think at the core of it, it's because I've always been tiny. So for me, my age is almost like an affirmation of like I have experience, I have, I have what it takes to be here. So I kind of fell in love with the idea of getting older, because it just validates all my experiences, all my worth, all my you know my opinions and whatever. So yeah, I just turned 32, and I'm about to share a few things that I would advise you to really think about, to really lean into as you turn 30, or if you're still in your 20s. This is just a few little gems that I'd like to share with you, and I hope I don't know, I really hope you guys enjoy them. I'm gonna keep it short. Before I get into it though, please like, comment, and subscribe if you are a returning subscriber. So a subscriber, subscribe to the description bell. Press the description bell. If you're a returning subscriber, someone Unjani. If you are new to my channel, hi, welcome to the fam. I hope you stay, I hope you enjoy the content, and yeah, stay with us. And I just hope these little things, these little specks of, what I've picked up in my 20s is going to help you. I actually held off sharing this for such a long time. Obviously, I turned 30, I turned 31, and I turned 32 this year. And why I didn't initially, share all these things with people in terms of like what I learned in my 20s, because I was still like trying to figure some things out, I think, personally. And I just didn't feel like I'm in a space where I can be like, yeah, guys, this is what I learned in my 20s. I mean, there's a whole lot that you learn in your 20s, right? Like magnitude of things. So I just felt like I wasn't at a place where I could share all of those things, but now I am. And so what I've done is that I've separated into 3 categories. There is relationships. I can't believe I'm about to bear and gunula and like just expose myself for what I feel for the betterment of you guys. Please, you guys better show me some love on this video, because yeah, I'm laying my life on the line for you, hoping that you won't make the same mistakes, or you make better judgments or better decisions when encountering some of the things. I mean, I can't cover everything, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna separate it for relationships, I'm gonna separate it work, career, so that's one category, and then just life, general life advice, right? So relationship, work, and life, right? And I'm gonna start with obviously the most juicy one, relationships. Nkosi yami, sithoyithini indaba yami relationships. Whoa, and I think my 20s really rocked me. I thought my teens rocked me in terms of like figuring yourself out and figuring guys out and doing your own thing, and not as much as my 20s. My 20s rocked me hard, but I'm not even gonna go into like what happened, what did not happen. I think I'm just gonna give you, so I think in each category I'm just gonna give you 3 things that I think stood out for me in those spaces: relationships, work, career, and just life gems, life things that I picked up on the way and have nothing really to do with anything, but at the end of the day form some general perspective of what I think. So relationships, I think the first thing I want to share with relationships, which is very like, it's a very tough concept to tap into when you are young, or when you are a person who knows what they want. I've always been a person who knows what I want in a relationship. Like, I know I want long term, I know I want serious, I know I want something real, and that's not the case with everybody, but that's fine. So for me, I've always known that's what I want. So every relationship that I go into, that's my mindset, right? But what I would advise in your 20s is date a lot. You heard me, date a lot, guys. Just figure it out, like figure people out. Like when you are in your 20s, you don't have much experience about relationships and the different types of people: narcissist, caring people, people who are going through trauma or are trauma-based personalities. Like, you don't know all of those things, and you don't find them out until you're in a serious relationship with somebody, which I think for me is too late, So my biggest advice would be date, and date a lot, and date quickly, and date fast, and just date. And please do not get me wrong, I'm not saying be intimate with every single person that asks you out, but explore the option of going out on dates, having conversations, realizing people's mindset, who are in your age group, who are not in your age group, different ethnicities, and what this also does for you is it helps you also discover things about yourself. I think a lot of times I dated people, and I was like, I know myself, I'm very sure about myself, I'm like this, I'm strong, I'm whatever. And then I date a person who just wants a very gentle version of me. I'm in shock, because I'm like, okay, maybe our dynamics are not the same, but also I actually like being soft, and I never in other relationships was given space to be soft, and you only learn that by dating different people. So that's my biggest advice. First and foremost, in relationships, when you're young, date, go out, party, don't party, travel with a person, and I guess the more serious the relationship gets, the more you realize if then it's for you, right? But date a lot, date frequently, date hambani mandenga, bushfire, sugar snap ngenani, kamanzini fikani, estegi, drive there. Just do it, guys, do it, and don't even be intimidated by the fact that people see you with different people. When are you're not being intimate, you're not crossing your own boundaries, and if you're happy with that, I encourage you fully to just date. I wish I would have done that a lot when I was younger, just to even for myself, it really helped me. Like I said, it helped me discover things about myself that I didn't know with different people, So that's number one. Number two is, when you are in relation with somebody or with the people that you're dating, I know as girls especially, I don't know about guys, but I really think it's as girls especially, and I'll speak for girls because I am one, we are very quick to lay ourselves on the floor, bare, everything, naked. And I don't mean physically, I mean in terms of mental state, what you've been through, what you're going through currently, your family situation. My advice is, when you meet somebody, when you're dating and you getting to know somebody, omit. Just omit. I'm not saying lie about who you are. I'm just saying there's no reason for you to, on a first date, on a second date, be telling people, mine, don't bring all your experiences, especially the bad ones, onto the table so quickly. For two reasons. One, because you are not those things. That's not a badge that you should wear on your chest. You are not, it doesn't define who you are. It doesn't define what you want in life. If something horrible or things are horrible, or you had a horrible, childhood background and wakula in an abusive home, you don't have to tell the person that you want immediately, on a date. There's absolutely no reason. It's okay. As you get to know each other, as you become vulnerable with each other, those are things that you can share with each other. But that's not the badge that you should wear at a first date, second date, third date. I know you guys are getting to know each other, but there's just light and fluffy things that you guys can talk about, interests, what you like, your opinions about what's happening in the country, in the world. Please don't do that. But also, secondly, the reason why I'm saying you shouldn't do that is because you don't know everybody's intentions. Every person you meet, you can't read the intention on their forehead. This person ufuna genuinely, ufuna kudlala ngawe, ufuna nje ukubonakala nawe. You don't know, right? You don't know a person's intention. And by you making yourself absolutely vulnerable with this person, you don't know if it's a safe space. You can't tell immediately if it's a safe space for you to be vulnerable with your emotions or what you've been through, what you aspire to be or what you aspire to do. You don't. So they may use that against you, and there's no turning back after that. Like there's no, oh man, I wish I didn't tell you that I was, sexually abused when I was 15, because now you might be a guy who's just here to joke around with me, and then I'm a topic in between your friends group or whatever. Just protect yourself, protect your inner core or your inner, until you find a person you feel absolutely safe with, absolutely vulnerable with, and yeah. So for me, number one, date quickly, date fast, know yourself, get to know the types of people you like, whatever. Secondly, please don't wear your scars, your traumas, your immediate aspirations or your big dreams on your chest. Don't wear them on your sleeve. Don't wear them as a badge. You don't know a person's intention for you the first few times you meet them, okay? Thirdly, I think this one has been said a lot, and the context can be, wide and varying, but you need to know what you want. And what I mean by that is that there are things that, and speaks for myself, there are things that I know now in my 30s that I don't compromise on, right? And when I was young, I was very compromising. I was very compromising to what I wanted, and I wish I wasn't. Because that would have separated for me the wheat from the chaff, right? Ngabe nje maphepele tatlaya lapha ne what's wheat ngeswati? But you get my point. What I'm saying is that know exactly what you want. Understand fully, be realistic. A person that you are dating or you aspire to date, that person that you see yourself being with is not perfect. There's no one who is. Now I'll see you go, yabo. And for you to create somebody that's perfect in your head and then meet all these people who keep on disappointing you, you literally might be missing your prince, because all you see are frogs. You just seeing frogs. And what I'm saying is that for me, I have non-negotiables and non-compromising. I know I want a kind person, and a person who's not just kind, give me, but just a generally that's your standing operating structure. You are very kind, I want a person who's very ambitious and is very secure in who they are, because then they won't impose things on me and want me to reaffirm who they are in a relationship, because they're very sure of who they are, and I don't have the capacity. I know I don't have the capacity. I'm very I affirm people that I love so much, but I can't be with somebody who's insecure, for example. I just can't do it, and you learn the hard way in relationships as you're dating people. So for me, I know I have a very short list. Don't make the list long. Know what you want, but the list must not be long. You must have the things that for sure, logoge, I can't compromise on. And then all the other fluffy stuff, you want him to dress well, you want him to be, have a PhD, those are neither here nor there. Really and truly, people grow, people evolve, people acquire things, people change styles, people, at the core of it, lo muntu ufuna kube uthi abe muntu lo njani. What do you want? And I think that's something we don't sit down with ourselves in our 20s and process. Okay, I'm a person who doesn't want a child. I'm a person who's very career driven and ambitious. What type of partner would I need that I can support and then who can support who I am? And then that's what you start looking for. Everything else, whether they live in SA or live in the UK or live Gamanzini, or all of those things are neither here nor there. Those are things like a preferences. But at the core of it, if you find a person who fits this is what I want in a life partner, I think you're winning. Work and career. If you've reached this far and you haven't subscribed, liked, or commented, please do, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. So what we're moving into now is career and work environment. I have been working for how long? I started my first job, I graduated 2013, and I started my first job, I was it was the year after 2014. And I've worked ever since. I mean, I've resigned here and there, but I've worked in corporate, I've worked in parastatal, I've worked in, NGOs, I've worked at quite a number of places. Unfortunately, my context is just in Swaziland, but I think the principle is the same. The things I'm about to share they can cut across the global world. I mean, yeah, it depends, but I think they're good enough to take anyway. You guys can tell me in the comment sections. You guys can tell me, oh no, I disagree with this. I'm completely fine, guys. I'm very hard to crack. So what I believe are the 3 gems that I have learned in corporate or in work. Okay, so my biggest advice when it comes to career or work life is that be loyal to your career plan. And I'm saying this because I'm assuming in your 20s you have one. You should have one. I think not enough of us in our 20s sit down and like, where do I see myself? Do I see myself as a CEO? Do I see myself in ManCo, management committees? Do I see myself in Exco? Do I see myself retiring at 35 or 45? What does that actually mean? Do I see myself gaining experiences in different companies? Because that's also a thing. Like maybe I want to stay maximum 2 years in every company for the next 5 years or the next 10 years. And then once I settle down, I've got experience from different companies. So that's your career plan. I could go on and on about this, right? But what I'm saying is that be loyal to that plan. Many of us get into workspaces and we just get engulfed by everything and we become loyal to the company. We become loyal to the title. We become loyal to the position, we become loyal to the chair, that actual chair that you're sitting to, that becomes your bread and butter, right? And I get it. It's very easy to pick up a lot of things as you grow your career that keep you stuck in one place, right? And I think a lot of us don't realize the growth or the magnitude of things that you can acquire outside of where you are now. Don't be afraid to, and I'm not encouraging people to just resign haphazard and just change jobs. Career plan is just for that. You need to understand where you want to go and what opportunities lie in those places and how to get those opportunities to move around and gain the experience that you want, right? So for me, the biggest thing is be loyal to what you want to see your career be in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 30 years. Don't be loyal to if they don't speak to your career plan, and this is now, the onus is now on you. It's not on the company. It's on you to communicate. In the next 5 years, I would like to move here, 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 and here in this company, and this is the growth plan that I'd like to see. Or ask them, even in the interviews, what is the growth plan for this position? Like, what is the growth plan? Where can I go in the country? How can I move? I mean, in the company, where can I move? How wide is your succession plan? And all of those things. So be loyal to your career plan. Some of us saying because all of those things, the reason why you is because you want to something that will help you or enable you to create the life that you want outside of that workspace, right? So everything in this workspace must speak to the outside. It must speak to what home do you want to live in? How many children? Do you want to start a family? How are you going to support those children? Where are those children going to go to school? Do you want to travel? Are you a traveler? Do you want to travel every year? Can your career support that? All of those things. Do not be so loyal to the brand, the company, the position that you don't understand your growth plan, you don't understand your career plan, you don't understand the life outside of it. So for me, I think I'm just asking people in their 20s to give their career a little bit more thought, a little bit more detail in where they want to see themselves and how they want to do it and what the opportunities are in that career path. Okay, which brings me to number 2. Number 2 is pivotal, and I think it's something that our generation, or maybe the generation maybe after, because I'm a millennial, the generation after us has kind of like dropped the ball with. So if you're in your 20s, especially your early 20s, your mid 20s, I need this to be drilled in your head so badly, right? You have to do the work. You have to do the work. I'm gonna come a bit closer because you guys, you have to do the work. It is fun and games to have a fancy title and to do things out of the box and to be creative and to be, to have a flexible work schedule and to like, do the things and you like dress up for work. You want to be a baddie, a corporate baddie. Let them fault you on every damn thing except your work. They're going to talk about how you dress. They're going to talk about who you hang out with. They're going to talk about you being at the milling every other day. They're going to talk about your family, where you come from, whatever. People will always talk about whatever, but let them never fault you on your work ethic. Work. Know your work. Know it better than anybody else. Know it better than your exco, your manco. Know your work. And I think I have been in positions where I didn't know my work, where I just wanted fluffy things, and I've been there, and I think the people that worked with me at the time can attest. I was not. You could fault me on my work, and it's easy for them to fault you on everything else. But if the people that are trying to defend you are saying, "But is she working?" and then everybody's like, even what she was hired for. You need to work. You need to put in the work. You need to be particular. You need to be detailed. You need to be on the ball. But noma bangathi labantwana laba TikTok, labantwana laba social media, but umsebenzi wabo stellar. You need to do the work. That is the advice. Let them talk about everything else, but not your work. They can't touch it. They cannot touch it. But no one replace her, but no one does the work better than she does, So for me, that's number 2. It's a big one. And I think everybody needs to go back to just grinding, guys. Just work. Wake up, do what you had to do, go home. That's it. That's the chat. And then the last one under the work career category is emotional intelligence. I don't know. I don't even know if this can be taught. I don't even know if it can be, advised onto you. But like when you're in the workspace, whether it's in business, whether it's in corporate, whether it's in like government, whatever. When you're in your 20s, it's like the first time you encounter just a big variety of people, bullies, timid people, quiet people, loud people, hard workers, people who don't do jack in the workspace, people who talk. It's a culture shock. I think when I started working, I was just like, what? But emotional intelligence is so key. Don't be quick to react in the workspace. Be observant. Be observant and be so adaptable and flexible. And sometimes that doesn't look cute, okay? Sometimes it doesn't need your boldness and your qualified little jargon from varsity or your English from where. It doesn't need that. Sometimes you just need to zip it up, read the room, act accordingly. Emotional intelligence is like the number one thing that has helped me survive the workspace. Uyati indzawo yakho ukuthi la kumele ngithule, la ngangakhulumi I will drown. La ngangakhulumi I will not be considered, I will not be rated, I will not be, so you need to read people, know people, be observant. Ukhona kwehla nakudinga ukuthi wehle, ukhona kuphakama nakudinga ukuthi uphakame. And to know what tone and what manner of approach situations need. You can't always be the one who's loud and talking and who wants to show that they're smart in the room. You will find people who will squash you for just that. And then who find people who are looking specifically for people who are smart and well-spoken. That's your chance. Suguma, pagama. use your voice, be bold. So for me, emotional intelligence is a balance of being humble, being bold, and just finding the right place and the right time to do all of those things in the workspace. Don't talk too much. Also, don't talk about your personal life too much. Don't, and that's a bonus. That's a bonus. That's a bonus trick under, work and career. Don't talk about your life too much. That's not the place. You can talk to your friends. You can talk to your family. I'm saying, just office jargon, go on trips, have your office, besties, whatever. Don't go around telling them, me and my friend, when we went to Ponta Dora, yeah. Those things can be used against you. Those things can be, made to brand you in a certain way. And that's what you don't want in the workspace. So keep it tight, keep it neat, keep it, moving. That is under work and career. Under life, let me be, and I don't know, I don't even think I need to share specific things very great things that have happened to me, and very, not so great things that have happened to me for me to share this. I don't think I need to go into that level of detail, but life has shown me life, right? At 32, I've seen quite a number of things. And I remember one of my friends used to joke and say, when I turned 30, they're like, basically you're 40, bro. You've seen it all. And so what I can share about life, what 3 things I can share about life, top of my head, be kind. Guys, I wish everybody could make this their default setting. Default setting yakho kube kindness. Even in the worst situation, even in the most gruesome situation, even when you're backed against a wall, kindness must be your default setting. I cannot even express the number of random acts of kindness that have been shown to me because I have been kind to people. There's just something spiritual, something magical, something very humbling, something so beautiful about just being a kind person. I am kind. Because so many people will pull things out of you that don't define you, I think I shared in my Instagram recently, we've got a tree full of emotions. You have a whole tree full of emotions. And anger is a low-hanging fruit. It's very easy to snap to anger. It's very easy to snap to all the gruesome part. But the best fruits are at the top. The best, the most, untouched, most pure, most delicious fruits are at the top. And one of those fruits is kindness. If you are kind, it is returned to you tenfold in different ways. I really think God works through kind people. I really think he can just tap it easier into their serving through kindness. Because you're kind, it is easy to be used to be served, to serve. And I think God really taps into that. So for me in life, I know it's hard. I know we're facing a lot of things, but let kindness be your default set. Second thing I'd like to share about life is you have to be easily adaptable. You have to change and be allowing for change to come into your life. If you are stiff and you are so narrow-minded, God cannot expose your life to the most extraordinary things. When God says he has plans for you that are beyond what you have for yourself, it's because he sees the full spectrum. But if you are so hell-bent on just keeping things the way they are, how can you ever experience all that goodness, How can you ever experience all that goodness? So for me, I'm a person who loves change, who is very open to change, who is very excited by change in some cases. And I just have realized that all the times that I was active and accepting of change, my mind has been blown. Even in the moment when it's not nice. Sometimes I have to shift in a way, the change is not nice. But nasengibuka emuva and I'm connecting the dots backwards, I'm like, well, damn, you know. So yeah, my other advice about life is just be easily adaptable, be flexible. There's so much to discover with change. There's so much that God wants to show you with change. And sometimes it's not nice. Being pushed out of your comfort zone is definitely not something that's, easy, but trust that everything is happening for your good, for real, guys. Like, I'm not joking. Like, it's happening for your good, whether in the moment it's uncomfortable, it's shifting, it's painful, you on your knees, everything is happening for your good, right? Last and foremost, before I close this vlog, I need my people in my 20s, what I learned most about my 20s is that planning your money is absolutely pivotal. Like, kumcoka. Ungathi no ngiyiplana mhlazana nginayo noma ngisho le ncane lo nayo. Planning for your money, managing your finances is absolutely crucial. And the faster you learn how to do it, or the more cognizant of it you are, and you're in your early 20s, is the best. Even if it's the money that you're getting from your parents, even if it's the little internship job that you got, I need you to think of the bigger picture. So, and I think this is where I'm actually going with the whole thought. The whole thought is that imali ingakuthusi. Mayisabi imali futhi ingachazi. And what I mean ingachazi, angisho ukuthi you mustn't love money, enjoy it. Ngisho ukuthi ingaku tatatelisi, Me, if like 50K lands in my account today, I'm not gonna panic. I'm just like, nothing is going to change. I'm very deserving of money. Money is written alongside my name. You understand? I'm not, my relationship with money is not strained. Even if when I have zero in my bank account, like, yes, I've got responsibilities. Yes, but the panic or the strain or the stress of, I know money belongs to me. Like, I know money belongs to me. There's not a place or time where I don't have money. And I think I did that from a very young age. So when I plan my things, like, people would be like, I built my first house when I started my second job. That was 2015. That was like in Lengaya. And people are like, how? I'm like, because smiling now. All of these things, for years when I was like, because minimaling now, it's in your head. It's a relationship, and this is just a personal thing. I attract money because I deserve it, I have it. There's nothing that I cannot do because I already have money. Do you understand me? So for me, managing your finances, managing your money in a way that you can plan out before it even hits your bank account is a skill that I learned I was very young. And I know it sounds crazy, guys. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm building houses before I have money. I'm buying cars, and everything is need-based. In your 20s, manage your finances in a way that when you're 30, your older self will thank you for how you managed money in your 20s. Whether you were saving, whether you were investing, whether you were, doing projects that will benefit you later on in life, just be very alert, be very woke when it comes to money. And I think you'll be fine. I think that's advice I wish I would have learned earlier, but I was lucky enough to come from a family where my mom did a lot with nothing. And that was like so inspiring for me. I was like, okay, cool. My mom can absolutely do anything. She can take you to the best schools. She can make a home for you. And when people look at her, they're like, how are you doing all that? I'm like, because the money for her was here, you see. And also being able to sacrifice everything that looks trendy and looks cool in your 20s for everything that that actually matters later on in life. Unfortunately, not many of us are given the opportunities to create the life that we want when we're 30 or 40 or 50, you know. And I think what we don't understand is that when you're in your 20s, that is like your prime, bro. That's your prime, baby. That's your prime, because you have less responsibilities. You're not accountable to, you know, kids and a husband and a wife, or, you know, a big family. You're not accountable to a big organization or to a job. Or you are accountable to you. You're responsible for you. And that's like prime. You have time, you have energy, you have ideas, you know. You are not constrained to stay in the country. You could travel the world and no one's gonna come knocking at your door and saying, yay, buya. So for me, your 20s is the most flexible time to actually, you know, manage money in a way that you will thank yourself later on. You'll definitely thank yourself. Anyway, that's me coming back. I'm sorry, I know I digressed a few times and maybe it didn't make sense here and there, but I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. And yeah, I'll see you next Sunday. Happy Sunday, my loves. I hope you have a good one, a relaxed one. Your reset is going well, ready for the new week. I will see you guys next Sunday when we drop another vlog, when we drop another video. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you haven't watched all of my videos, now's your time. It's a Sunday. Let's make it Sundays of our lovers.